Hello, Nigeria. Thank you for staying with us. And of course, we are now joined by our one and only Ezeugu. How are you doing today?
I'm very fine.
Now, there is so much trending in the news, and let's just get started with our first story. Now, our very own President Muhammadu Buhari and Obasanjo, our ex-president, have been at loggerheads. And we know that yesterday, the president was speaking at the villa, and he stated that Obasanjo spent $16 billion on power during his administration. But where is that power today? What are the updates?
You see, the truth is, I'm expecting a very creative mind in Nollywood to come up with a movie. Battle of the Babas.
The blame game.
Yes. Oh, Battle of the Babas. The blame game, season 1.
Yeah.
So that we can create more of these episodes. You see, you know, the Buhari Support Organization paid a visit to President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday, led by the Controller General of Customs, who was also alleged to have said that it is only Nigerians who are lazy that will be hungry under this administration. You see, the truth is, it is the season of politicking and playing politics.
Campaign mode is on.
Thank you. But Nigerians must be very, very wise. When Baba 1 says he wants to give an uppercut, and Baba 2 says he wants to give a lower cut, and both Babas engage in a squabble, it is not our business. Because where Babas rumble, who are
when the two elephants have a problem,
and you know what they say,
it is common, it is the grass. So who are we to come out and say we want to support Baba 1 or Baba 2? It's not our business. What we must do is insist on the facts of the matter and also see appropriate action.
Exactly.
Now, while President Muhammadu Buhari was speaking to the members of the Buhari Support Organization, you know, he said some people, he did not mention any name, but he was throwing shots. You know,
we actually have that video, so let's take a look at the video and hear from the horse's mouth.
Thank you.
When we came, it collapsed to 37, 38, and it was oscillating between 40 and 50 for some time. I went to the governor of Central Bank. Thank goodness I did not sack him. He was still there. I went with my cap in my hand. I said, why? He says there was no saving, only debt. And do you know more than I do the condition of the roads? Some of them were not repaired since PTF days. No matter what opinion you have about Abacha, I agreed to work with him. And the PTF road we did from here to Port Harcourt to Onitsha, you know, to Benin and so on. On top of other things in the institution, educational, medical care, and so on. You know the road. You know the rail was killed. And one of the former heads of state, between that time, was bragging that it spent more than 15 billion American dollars, not Naira, on power. Where is the power?
And that is the question. Where is the power?
Where is the power?
What we should be asking them.
All of them together.
Though there's no point separating yourself from the other people now. I always insist that it is the political class versus the suffering masses of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari also presided over the affairs of this country between 1983 and 1985 as military head of state. If we take stock of the history of Nigeria and the failure of successive governments to deliver on the promises of the people, we are most definitely going to analyze his period in power too. So all this talk about somebody said he spent, irrespective of what you think about Abacha, we did this, we did that. The position you hold is in trust, even though some were military regimes that you entered by force and suspended them democratically elected governments. But the truth is, we must see action. You say a former military, for what the short clip that we saw, he practically blamed successive or past administrations for what we are faced with today. And that is the truth. Because if you look at Nigeria and look at the living conditions of Nigerians and where we ought to be, looking at the tremendous potential in this country, we are nowhere.
In fact, if we have to be honest, all our leaders owe us apologies.
We must, no, they should not. No.
Apologies, and then apologies by remedy.
They should not apologize.
They should not
apologize to us. We don't want an apology. You disgrace your family name and say you want to apologize. No. The reason why you were there in the first place was to passionately serve the people. So when you fail, nobody wants an apology. It's one or two things. It's either you etch your name in gold in history or you are consigned to the dustbin of history. Now, this is what we must see. And that's why I say Nigeria should focus on the issues. What action are we going to see? You say you went to the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Thank God you did not sack him. You asked him for money and he said we only had debt. Who were the people that squandered our resources? Those people should have their day in court.
And also,
that is the only way we can know that you are serious.
And we're tired of hearing the problem. We want to know the solution.
Exactly. Stop giving us the problems because all of you are the same.
Yes, we know that. This is not to say that there aren't some good eggs, you know, at the helm of affairs. But we also want our leaders, not all of them are corrupt, but we need them to understand that, first of all, you need to learn to take blames, learn to accept responsibility. Let's stop all the blame game between the president and the National Assembly and look for what
this is what it is. It is not whether Obasanjo replied to say there was a panel that was set up under the leadership of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, then vice president, and the committee did this, did that. It is for us to know the facts of the matter. If you're going to probe, establish a committee that will look into this and let people begin to have their days in court. Simple, not all this back and forth. We are tired. To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.